Hello everyone and welcome aboard the Mardi Gras, Carnival's current newest ship as of March of 2022. Today we're going to be taking a walkthrough tour going deck by deck and going through all that this ship has to offer. And of course, before we get started, if you do enjoy today's video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you want to continue following along all the videos that I have coming up throughout my 7-day cruise on board this incredible new ship from Carnival Cruise Line. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into things. And how we like to start our ship tours here, we're going to start all the way at the very top of the ship and all the way in the very front. We're going to have Loft 19, which is Deck 19 on this ship. It's a suite exclusive area, and you can also rent out these cabanas for the week. I believe it's about $1,500 for the 7 days, but you can have up to 5 people in that cabana with you, so that is kind of nice. You can split it up a few different ways. But this is a very cool little area. You do have a little pool right there, as well as some hot tubs. And of course, like I said, all these cabanas and just really nice and peaceful relaxation area. If you want to get away from all the craziness that is on board the ships, if you like the Havana area, especially on the Vista class ships, then this kind of gives that little bit of a vibe when it comes to that like exclusivity area. You know, of course, as well as the Havana Cabana area on board Mardi Gras, which is a little bit further on in the video here. But it is very, very nice. I did get a chance just to walk around up here just for the purpose of this video. I didn't have access to this throughout the rest of the cruise. The crew member was nice enough to let me through here. Jumping down to Deck 18, we're going right below Loft 19 where we just were a second ago. This is the Serenity pool area. And lots of lounge chairs around here just to sit and relax. There's a very large pool. Even on the very crowded sea days, it really didn't seem to be much of a struggle as far as finding seating and a place to just sit around and relax. So that's very nice. I also really enjoyed this little couch, little seating area. It's almost kind of built into the deck and you just can sit out and there's little tables for you to put your drinks and stuff like that. So it's really cool. And of course, you keep going forward, you're going to find even more seating. Like I said, there is no shortage of chairs on this ship, even with as many people that are on board. And this was a pretty close to full cruise and there was almost never a shortage of seating. But now we're going to make our way forward. We're going to drop down to Deck 17 in just a second here as we continue down these stairs. We have the Dive-In Movie Theater, which is that giant TV screen that you see there. It plays movies throughout the day and sometimes at night as well. And then, of course, more seating, but this is going to be the general pool area as well. As you can see down below on 16, we had the main pool. Continuing further back on the port side of Deck 17, we have Red Frog Tiki Bar, which is a little bar off to the side. We'll get a better view in that in a moment. But then you go straight past the Red Frog Tiki Bar, you're going to have Guy's Burger Joint. It actually took me a while to find this on Embarkation Day, I won't lie. It's not in the usual spot of a Guy's Burger Joint, but it is got this little own area of the ship, which is really neat. And as well, kind of built into the side of that, we have Club O2, which is the 15 to 17-year-old kids teen lounge. And there's a little bit more seating as well for Guy's Burger Joint. And then this little outdoor lounge area is actually part of Club O2, which is really cool. There's even some dude passed out in the chair right there. And as we continue further back, we have even more lounge chairs just to sit back and relax. This is a little bit of a shaded area, which is really nice. The port side of the ship is non-smoking. So that is a benefit of this side of the ship as well compared to the other side on the starboard side. And in the very back of Deck 17, we have the little couches, which are really nice. But now we're going to head back up to Deck 18 as we have a little bit of a sneak peek at the roller coaster on board. Because now we're at the Ultimate Playground. The Ultimate Playground is a new area on board Mardi Gras where you have putt-putt, you have the roller coaster, and you have the water slides as well. The very cool water park. I didn't have a chance, unfortunately. I waited till the last minute and we ended up having kind of poor weather on the last day. So unfortunately didn't get to try out the water slides on this ship, but they look incredible. They look like a lot of fun. And then, of course, like I said, we have a look at the roller coaster here on board Mardi Gras, Bolt the roller coaster. I did get a chance to try this out while we were in Costa Maya, and it was so much fun. It was such a weird and unique experience being on a giant roller coaster on a cruise ship. Very, very cool. I highly recommend it. Surprisingly, we had a lot of availability. It was pretty open. I think the $15 price tag kind of deters a lot of people away, so maybe that's part of it. And then right in front of the roller coaster, we have the ropes course on board that kind of wraps around the basketball court that is seen just right here below. Very cool ropes course as well. There's a little zip line that does go out over the side of the ship that is really neat. I always love those ships that have like the little planks and the little zip lines that go out over the side of the ship that are really cool with those ropes courses. Off to the side, we even have a couple pool tables and some cornhole, which is always really fun. But now we're going to drop back down to deck 16 all the way in the back. Here we have 2 hot tubs on each side of the ship, as well as 1 main pool here in the back. And for those who have little ones, it is good to know that they do have lifeguards. This little guy in the blue under the umbrella here is one of the lifeguards that are on duty. So always have somebody to watch out just in case something ever does happen is always very nice to know. Off onto the starboard side of the ship, or the right side of the ship, we have the Tides Pool Bar, which is just a little bar back here, which is really good. And then on the opposite side, we have Shaq's Big Chicken, exclusive to the Mardi Gras and now the Carnival Radiance that is now out, as well as all the ships coming out in the future, like Celebration Jubilee and anything beyond that. Very good chicken, though. I highly recommend it. Very, very good. But now we're going to head forward, and inside we have the Lido Marketplace. This is the buffet on board Carnival Mardi Gras. Very good food as well. So you can see we have just a couple little stations here for just different food items as well. We even have gelato right here that we're passing, and a little hot dog area. This is a very, very large buffet as well, and there's also many other dining options on board the ship, so I really didn't struggle too much to find an area to sit in the Lido whenever I was trying to eat. But as we come out of the Lido, we come back to the main pool area in the middle of deck 16. Like I said, there's another look at the big TV screen. And then we have the Red Frog Tiki Bar. Like I mentioned, it spans decks 16 and 17 with a bar on each deck with stools to sit out on side. And you also have little seatings as well on deck 17 along the edge. And we still have even more dining options as we have the Seafood Shack. We have the Time Fries, which is a little fry place. And we even have the Steam and Dream and Mad Sizzlin' Today. I unfortunately didn't get a chance to try out any of these. Like I said, there's just so many options on board this ship, but they are very good. Blue Iguana Cantina is on the opposite side. That is a pretty much just like Guy's Burgers. You're going to see that almost every single ship now. It's like a little burrito bar, which is always really nice. They even do breakfast burritos, which is good. So from this point on in the video, we have decks 15 all the way to deck 9. Those are all going to be staterooms on board the ship. So we are going to be skipping those decks and skipping directly down to deck 8 all the way forward. We have the Havana Staterooms. And right off to the side of that, we do have the all-new restaurant that's found here on board the Mardi Gras, Chibang, which is a Chinese and Mexican cuisine type of restaurant. We did plan on going here one time. We ended up going to Cucina instead, so I didn't have any chance to go here, but I hear really good things about it. Here we have a look at the Havana Bar and the Havana Lounge. This is actually a public area. It's very weird how empty it was, just because I feel like it's in a weird part of the ship. But this is actually for everyone. This little bar in here is for all the passengers on board. It is only the outdoor Havana areas that is exclusive to those Havana stateroom guests. So very nice area, very quiet in here as well. And of course, always gotta love having a bar nearby. And like I said, the outdoor area is exclusive to the Havana guests. They will have a little wristband on their wrist, kind of like I had on the Carnival Horizon a couple years ago, right before the pandemic. And then as we head out, we're going to head straight back into what we call Grand Central. But first, off to the side, we have Dream Studio. This is like a little photography lounge where you can book professional photos, photo shoots, things like that. And then here we have the giant stage area of Grand Central. Those screens there are very high quality screens. Very cool projections that are put onto them. They also raise up and they do show off a giant glass window as well. So during the day, there is a lot of light that comes into this area as well. So it's not just kind of dark all the time like it is in this. Then here we have Bonsai Sushi or Teppanyaki. This is the hibachi grill on board the ship. So like they'll make all the food in front of you, which is always really cool. And then off to the side, we also have Bonsai Sushi, which is the sushi bar on board. Right next to that, we have some of the higher end and more fancy gift shops on board. This is where you'll find, sunglasses, jewelry, and things like that. Very high dollar items is what you're going to find in here. You're not going to find just random t-shirts. Then continuing further back, we have the Pixels Photo Gallery. This is where you can check out all the photos that you have taken on board. If you want to find all your photos, you're just going to go up to one of these tablets. You're going to put in your little information, and it'll pull up all the photos and everything like that you've taken throughout the cruise. And as we continue to make our way back, we have La Piazza, which is the Italian theme area on board the ship. Really cool having this Fiat on board. And if you may have noticed, the front license tag on the little Fiat here actually says 3/11/72. That is actually the day the original Mardi Gras made her maiden voyage. So that's a little Easter egg there that I thought was really cool. Moving on, right behind the Fiat, we have Cucina del Capitano, which is one of my favorite restaurants on board. We actually had this twice for lunch, which is really good. It is free for lunch. It is like a sit-down thing, though, almost like dinner would be. But it is very, very good. We also had this for dinner one night, and it was fantastic. Highly recommend it. It is free on board the Mardi Gras because of their way of trying to disperse the dining. So it is free, and definitely take advantage of it. Here we have Bar della Rosa, which is one of the indoor bars here. And then continuing further back, we have the Pizzeria del Capitano, which is the 24-hour pizza. It is kind of weird having it this down, like this far below deck. Usually it's on the top deck here, but it is really neat. Makes things different as well. But we also have Pizzeria Panini as well. This is like a little sandwich shop, which is really good as well. Had this one night as well. Very, very good. Here we have a little glass, somewhat of a glass chandelier with a staircase, which is really cool. And then we have Rudy's Sea Grill. Did not try this, but if you like seafood, definitely try it out. And just across from Rudy's Sea Grill, we have the Adventures Shore Excursions desk, basically. This is where you can book all your shore excursions on this little tablet here, or you can speak to one of the representatives that are at the little desk behind those computer monitors there. There's also little things like sunblock and things like that you can buy as well, which is always nice. Here we have guest services, which always seem to have a very long line this cruise, which is odd. And then all the way in the back, we have Summer's Landing. This is the barbecue, almost like the guys' barbecue area on board the ship. Very, very large compared to the past ships. They dedicated a whole section of the ship to this restaurant, which is really cool. We also have that brewery on board, which is found originally on those Vista-class ships like Vista, Horizon, and Panorama, and it's now made its way over to the Mardi Gras. Lots of seating back here. The barbecue will actually be outside. We'll get there in just a moment. And in that back corner, they even do have live music that'll play every now and then, and they even hold trivia in this area as a lounge as well. But let's head right outside to the patio, if the door will open up for me. There we go. Here we have a giant pool in the back of the ship, just overlooking pretty much the wake whenever we're sailing, which is really neat. But lots of seating areas as well back here, which is always nice. Like I said, just tons and tons of seating. There's got to be somewhere for you to sit on the ship if you're ever struggling. But here we have that outdoor barbecue. This is typically only found on sea days, I believe. But very good barbecue. Always try to have this at least once while I'm on a ship that has it. There's even some outdoor seating as well. When I did have this for lunch one day, we did sit out here, and it was very, very nice. And then heading further forward on this outdoor lanai deck, we have outdoor seating for Rudy's Sea Grill. And then even further forward, we'll have that for Cucina del Capitano as well. Heading back inside, though, we do have the Heroes Lounge, which is built into the Summer's Landing in the Guys Barbecue area. This is like a little veterans tribute area, which is really neat and really cool that Carnival does. They originally did this on the Panorama, and now it's made its way over to the Mardi Gras as well. And then we're going to head back outside. We're going to be on the opposite side of where that Guy's Barbecue is. This is an outdoor seating area for the pizza, and we even have another side of Bar della Rosa, which is the outdoor area, and a couple couches up front as well, which is always nice. Dropping down to deck 7, all the way in the back, we have the Palm Restaurant. This is the second level, so this will span decks 6 and 7. Down there, you have the little guest service desk for the dining room. But this is like one of the main dining rooms here on board the ship. This is where I sat for dinner, actually. I was on deck 6, though. but very, very large dining room. This is kind of the typical area where all the Carnival ships will have at least one main dining room, and there's usually one in the middle, like we will see later on in the video on Mardi Gras. And then as we make our way forward on deck 7, we have Fahrenheit 555, which is the steakhouse on board Carnival Cruise Line ships, and they even have a little wine bar outside as well. Very good. I did eat at Fahrenheit 555 while I was on board. It was very, very good. Here we have just a little lounging area that kind of overlooks one of the little main walkway and promenade areas as well. And it does overlook Emerald's Bistro as well, which is like the French Quarter area. We'll get there in just a minute when we hop down to deck 6. Continuing forward on deck 7, though, we have the Alchemy Bar. If you want a custom cocktail, then this is the place for you. If you don't see what you want on the menu, just ask, and they'll probably make it for you. I didn't have a drink here from this cruise, but I did have one on the Liberty a couple of years ago, and it was very good. Right behind that, though, we have the Limelight Lounge, which is one of the lounges on board. This is reserved for one of the comedy shows. Typically in the Limelight Lounge, at least on this cruise, they did all the PG comedy shows here, so all the kid-friendly comedy shows. And there's even trivia that was held in here a couple times as well. So, multi-purpose lounge, but used for comedy mostly. Staying on deck 7, still heading back into the Grand Central, we have one of the gift shops on board. If you're looking for Carnival logo merchandise, like a t-shirt with a ship on it or the Bolt roller coaster merchandise, that's the place to get it. And then we have the casino that's on board. This is a massive casino. I couldn't get over how large this casino was on this ship. Not much of a gambler myself, but wow, this is such a large casino. So if you are into gambling, this is huge, and you should definitely check it out. We also have the casino bar in the middle. And then all the way in the front of the ship on deck 7, we have the Mardi Gras Theater. This is where all the playlist production shows are going to be. And then now we're going to head down to deck 6. Here, all the way forward, we have the Cloud9 Spa, which is it's the spa. You can get all your massages done here and things like that. And across from it, we do have the gym that's on board. So if you want to exercise, get a workout in, definitely check it out. Lots of machines, a lot of ellipticals, treadmills, and everything else from there. Then off to the side as well, we do have the Punchliner Comedy Club. This is where the main comedy shows are going to be held on board the ship. This is where most of the 18-plus comedy shows are going to be held as well on this cruise. I don't know if they change it, but on this cruise, all of the 18-plus were held in this lounge. And what's really cool is right outside the Punchliner Comedy Club, we have this giant mural or sign, basically, of the Mardi Gras, comparing it to the original with 1972 and 2020 when the Mardi Gras was originally supposed to come out. But that was one of the coolest things on the ship. We also have the piano bar off to the side, which is, where they do live music as well. They take requests. Wasn't very active on this cruise, but it has been in the past on other ships. Back into the Grand Central, we have Java Blue Cafe. Very, very good coffee. If you're a coffee person, definitely check this out. You do have to pay for it, but very, very good. They gave you a little punch card, so I think it was like your 7th coffee was free. We blew through that in like 2 days. We also have Cherry on Top, which is the candy shop on board. If you want to treat your sweet tooth, definitely check this out. Get some candy for yourself while you're on board. And like I said, this is the stage where they do all the production shows as well. So some of them are done in the Mardi Gras Theater and some of them are done out here. There is an acrobatic show that I unfortunately missed, but they will hold that here in this little stage area. Continuing back on deck 6, we have the French Quarter, and we have the French Quarter bar here off to the side. And there's even some seating off to the side a little further back where all these red chairs are that you can see off to the side. Right behind the French Quarter bar, we also have the Flamingo restaurant, which is another one of the main restaurants, almost like the Palm restaurant that we saw earlier on deck 7. This is one of the other main dining rooms on board the ship. Heading to the opposite side of the ship, though, we're going to head over to the Fortune Teller's Bar, which is here on deck 6, part of the French Quarter area. Still kind of gives that New Orleans Mardi Gras type of vibe, which is always really cool. Then we also have another watch store on board, so if you have some sort of desire to buy a watch while on board the ship, no worries, we got you covered. Here we also have a shop almost for some makeup as well. If you forgot some makeup at home or you're needing some more makeup, then we also got you covered as well. Further back, we have Emerald's Bistro again. This is where you can get beignets and other little small food items that are kind of New Orleans themed, which is really nice. You also have some seating areas over here as well. If the camera will pan down, there it goes. And then on the opposite side, or a little further back, we have Carnival's Kitchen. This is a place where you can book and kind of make the food and have the chefs from the ship actually like cook alongside you and kind of show you how to cook the things that they cook, which is really neat. And then you kind of get to eat it as well. So it's a dining experience, but almost like a cooking thing as well. It's really neat. Very cool experience. I haven't tried it, but it looks like a very, very cool thing to do. And then finally, all the way in the very back of the ship, we just have Deck 6 portion of the Palm Restaurant. And with that, that'll be all for today's ship tour of the Mardi Gras from Carnival Cruise Line. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you leave a like and subscribe down below if you don't already and you want to continue following along all the videos that I have from my cruise on board Mardi Gras. Anyways, thanks again so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.